She said, "We should just be friends." After 18 months together. I said, "Absolutely." Then I treated her exactly like any other acquaintance, with respect, distance, and appropriate boundaries. She quickly discovered what just friends truly meant when I started seeing the one person she never expected, her closest confidant. I'm Liam, 29, and I got the classic "let's transition to friendship" speech from my girlfriend Chloe, 27, 4 weeks ago. We had been together a year and a half, lived together for 12 months, and were, in my mind, seriously building a future. We'd planned a big summer trip together. I was going to be her +1 for her cousin's destination wedding. I thought we were rock solid. Then, one rainy Tuesday evening, she sat me down. "Liam, we need to talk." My gut dropped. I knew that sentence. "Okay," I replied, my voice flat. "I care about you so much, but I think I've realized I'm not in love with you. I think we need to break up, but I really, really want us to stay friends." Transition, she called it. "You know, we connect so well. We have the same amazing group of friends. We share a cat. We have all these inside jokes. We'd be amazing friends. But I just don't feel that spark anymore. I just need time to figure out who I am as a single person. I don't want to lose you completely." Me, already running through the financials of breaking a lease. "So you want to end the romantic relationship, but keep me around for emotional support and convenience?" "When you phrase it that way, it makes it sound terrible. It's not like that. I just genuinely think we're better as platonic friends. We can still watch movies, still go to parties, still be the core of the group." What sealed the deal for me was that she had already packed her overnight bag, neatly placed by the door. Her friend Maya was due to pick her up in 30 minutes. She had planned the exit route down to the minute. "You have an exit strategy ready to go," I noted, a cynical laugh escaping me. "Shh, I knew you'd be upset," she mumbled. "Maya said I could crash at her place for a week while we figure out the apartment situation. You know, since we're friends, it should be easy to sort out the logistics." I took a deep breath. 18 months. Shared life. Shared bills. Shared cat. And now she wanted to downgrade me to a buddy. "You know what, Chloe? You're absolutely right," I said, finally nodding. "Let's be friends." She looked stunned, then relieved. Her face lit up with a self-satisfied smile, like she'd won a chess match without losing a single piece. "Oh, thank goodness. I was so worried you'd hate me. See? This is why you're the best. We can totally do this." She left quickly with Maya, who gave me a sharp, sympathetic look as she ushered Chloe out the door. I just waved them off. The next morning, I began the process of treating Chloe exactly like a friend. And that's when her perfect plan started to fall apart. The first text arrived at 8 a.m. "Chloe, morning. Did you sleep okay? Can you swing by Maya's place after work? I need my fancy charger for my laptop. I have to work tonight." Me, "Hey, I'm busy after work. I can drop it at the front desk of your office building on Wednesday during my lunch break. That works best for my schedule." Chloe, "Wednesday? But I need it tonight. Can't you just come by?" "Sorry, can't. My schedule is tight this week. Wednesday it is. Have a good day." Friends don't rearrange their schedule last minute for a non-emergency. She was a friend. She could wait. Later that week, she texted again. "Chloe, Maya and I are heading to that Italian place we love. Want to join us for dinner?" Me, "Thanks for the invite, but I'm meeting some people from work tonight. Have fun." A few hours passed. "This is weird, Liam. Why are you being so unavailable? We always had dinner together." Me, "We always had dinner together when we were dating, Chloe. Now we're friends. Enjoy your pasta." The second week, Chloe started to understand the true meaning of boundaries. Her definition of just friends meant everything stays the same minus commitment. My definition meant appropriate distance and respecting my time. She showed up at the apartment on Monday while I was at the gym. She still had her key. She fed the cat, did a load of her laundry, and left me a note saying, "Needed some fresh clothes and cat time. Don't worry, I stocked up on your favorite coffee pods. Love, C." I was furious at the casual invasion of privacy. I wasn't furious at the love C because I knew it was habitual, but at the expectation that she could use my home as a service station. I texted her immediately. Me, "Hey, I need the key back by tomorrow, and I'll have to ask you not to come by without clearing it with me first. I changed the Wi-Fi password too, since my friends don't typically have full access to my apartment." She called me instantly, voice dripping with disbelief. "The Wi-Fi password? Are you serious? We used to live there." "We used to live here, Chloe. Now you live with Maya and I live here alone. Different relationship, different boundaries. When your other friends need to pick up belongings, they schedule a time, right? Let's do that." She came by that evening to drop off the key, practically shaking with anger. "You're being so incredibly petty and vindictive, Liam. You're punishing me for trying to be an adult." "I'm not punishing you. I'm respecting your choice. You wanted friendship, and I'm giving you the same boundaries I give all my other friends. None of them have keys. None of them use my laundry machine whenever they feel like it. I removed you from my Netflix too, by the way. You have your own journey now. You need your own password." The entitlement was spectacular. She genuinely believed she was entitled to all the privileges of a boyfriend without having to be one. Then came the mutual friend gathering. We all went to our usual pub quiz night. I showed up solo. Chloe walked in 30 minutes later with a guy named Ryan, a ridiculously handsome acquaintance from her pottery class. Ryan was clearly a prop to gauge my reaction. Chloe, loud enough for our table to hear, "Everyone, this is Ryan. We met at the studio last week." I shook Ryan's hand, smiled, and said, "Good to meet you. Welcome to the team." Then I spent the next 2 hours crushing the trivia competition while paying zero attention to Chloe or Ryan. Later, she cornered me by the dartboard. "You don't even care that I brought another date?" she hissed. "Why would I? We're friends. Friends date people. Are you jealous when your other friends date people?" She sputtered. "That's different." "How?" She couldn't answer. She wanted me to pine, to show visible jealousy, to acknowledge that she still held power over me. But I just treated her like a friend who brought a guest. But the real spark of chaos came later that night. Maya, Chloe's best friend, had been exceptionally friendly all evening. She laughed a little too long at my jokes, kept touching my arm, and made very direct eye contact. I wasn't initiating anything, but I wasn't blind either. The next morning, the accusatory text from Chloe arrived, predictably. "Chloe, what was that last night with you and Maya? The flirting?" Me, "What was what? We were talking. Friends talk. She's fun." She, "Is my best friend. You can't be friendly with her like that." Me, "I'm your friend, and she's your friend. Friends can be friends with each other's friends. You wanted this, remember?" Radio silence for 2 days. Then, a new tactic. "Chloe, I think I made a mistake about us. Maybe we should talk, properly, over dinner." I smiled at my phone. The finding myself journey was already hitting turbulence. Me, "Sure, we can chat. I'm busy tonight. Coffee on Saturday works if you want to catch up, though." "Coffee? No, dinner. At our old favorite place. What are you doing tonight that's so important?" "Does it matter? Friends don't need to report their schedules to each other. Coffee Saturday or no." "This is not how friends act, Liam." "This is exactly how friends act. You're confusing it with how boyfriends act. It's a common mistake." The real kicker came the next evening. Maya texted me. "Hey, totally random, but I have an extra ticket to that new indie band at the Cat House tonight. Interested? We could grab a drink first." I knew this was a line being cast, and I was going to bite. I needed to be clear. I wasn't doing this for revenge. Maya was funny, attractive, honest, and didn't play games. I was single, she was single. Chloe had explicitly told me to move on. Me. Sounds great, Maya. Pick you up at 7. I added a follow-up text. Just to be straight, I know Chloe will lose her mind over this. I'm moving on, but I want you to know what you're stepping into. Maya. Noted. She's been driving me nuts with her drama, honestly. Still interested if you are. Me. Definitely. See you at 7. The date was fantastic. Maya was refreshing, upfront, and genuine. We laughed, we talked, and we shared a comfortable first date kiss on her doorstep. I posted nothing online, but the next morning, my phone was a missile of texts and missed calls from Chloe. Chloe, I know you were out with Maya. Are you serious right now? Me. Yes. She invited me to a concert. It was fun. You can't date my best friend. It's girl code. Me. You dumped me to be friends. We are single. We like each other. You gave up your rights to have an opinion on my dating life the moment you walked out the door. She showed up at my door at 7 a.m., looking like she hadn't slept. I opened the door just enough to block her from coming in. You're doing this to hurt me, she screamed. I'm living my life, Chloe. You said you needed to find yourself. I'm letting you while I find happiness with someone who knows what she wants. You're thinking of how boyfriends act. I am your friend. You lost the right to jealousy. She spent the next week telling our mutual friends I was revenge dating her best friend, that I was manipulating the situation to punish her. Some bought it. Most just rolled their eyes, having seen her entitlement firsthand. A month after the fateful "let's be friends" conversation, Chloe's entire structure had collapsed. Maya and I were officially dating, keeping things casual but happy. Chloe, meanwhile, was spiraling. She tried everything to break us up. She sent Maya old, intimate texts, hoping to make her jealous of our past. Maya just laughed and showed them to me. Then, Chloe tried the nuclear option. She called my office claiming to be my emergency contact, saying I was having a mental health crisis and needed 2 weeks off. My boss called me, concerned. I had to calmly explain that my ex-girlfriend was struggling with the breakup and apologize for the disruption. I immediately documented the harassment with HR. The peak of the entitlement came when she realized I was serious about separating our finances. I removed her from our discounted phone plan. Her mother called me, furious. What's this about you canceling Chloe's phone line? She can't afford a new plan right now. I removed her from my plan, Mrs. Carter. She needs to get her own now. Friends don't pay each other's phone bills. She made a mistake. She realizes that now. Then she's learning a valuable lesson about the consequences of her choices. The final breaking point came when she tracked Maya and me to a brewery one evening and caused a spectacular scene. She screamed, she cried, and she accused Maya of being a backstabbing snake. Maya had to file a temporary restraining order. That seemed to be the wake-up call. The court order and the humiliation broke her cycle. The last I heard from mutual friends, Chloe had moved back in with her parents and started therapy. Before I blocked her last email address, one final novel arrived in my inbox. She accused me of ruining her life and being vindictive because I couldn't handle just friendship. I didn't respond. The truth is, I never planned any of this. When she said, "Let's be friends," I took her at her word and treated her with the same healthy distance and respect I give my other friends. She wanted me to be her safety net, the devoted ex who would wait patiently while she explored her options. When I set a boundary and simply moved on with my life and a great woman, her entire plan collapsed. My kindness, my adherence to her own request was the cruelest thing I could have done because it forced her to face the reality of her choice. Maya and I are still together. We're happy, stable, and drama-free. Turns out dating someone who is honest about what they want is the most refreshing thing in the world. My advice remains simple. When an ex says they want to be friends, believe them, then treat them like one. Nothing more, nothing less.
Liam's story is a textbook case of what happens when you decide to treat an ex exactly as they requested. Chloe wanted the emotional security and convenience of a boyfriend, access to his life, his social circle, his time, while she went off on her find myself journey. She wanted the boyfriend benefits with the friendship label. Liam's reaction wasn't revenge. It was malicious compliance with boundaries. He took her at her word. He set the same boundaries he would with any casual friend. No keys, no unscheduled visits, no sharing schedules, and definitely no expectations of devotion. The moment he moved on, especially with Maya, Chloe's entire illusion shattered. She went from being the serene adult making a mature decision to the entitled, jealous ex whose carefully crafted safety net had been yanked away. Her meltdown, the accusations, the harassment, the ridiculous "I'm pregnant" claim was all just a desperate attempt to force Liam back into the role of the devoted, pining ex. Here's what I want to know from you. Do you think Liam was too harsh, or was setting such firm boundaries the only way to effectively move on and protect his own mental health? And what about Maya, the best friend? Was it a betrayal of girl code for her to date Liam, or was Chloe's abandonment of the relationship and her subsequent entitled behavior a greater betrayal of the friendship? The core lesson here is simple. When someone downgrades you to a backup plan, your best move is to exit the game entirely and live your life fully. Chloe thought she was getting a free pass. Instead, she got a painful lesson in consequences. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever been dumped by someone who insisted on staying friends, only to realize they just wanted to keep tabs on you? Hit that like button if you think Liam handled this perfectly, and subscribe for more stories about setting boundaries and dealing with entitlement. See you in the next one.